A large warship with a flight deck and facilities for carrying, arming, deploying, and recovering aircraft is known as an aircraft carrier. The United States has several aircraft carriers, including the newest one, the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is worth billions of dollars. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the newest and most advanced aircraft carrier in the U.S. Navy with a displacement of 100,000 tons, a length of 1,106 feet, and a flight deck area of 4.5 acres. The USS Gerald R. Ford has a capacity of 90 aircraft, including F-35 stealth fighters and a new electromagnetic catapult system that can launch them faster and more efficiently than the previous steam-powered system. The USS Gerald R. Ford is equipped with an AN SPY-3 and AN SPY-4 active electronically scanned array multifunction, multiband radar, and an island that is shorter in length and 20 feet taller than that of the Nimitz class. It is set 140 feet farther aft and 3 feet closer to the edge of the ship. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the lead ship in the Ford class of aircraft carriers, the first new class in more than 40 years, and will begin the phased replacement of Nimitz-class carriers. It is worth noting that the aircraft carriers of the U.S. Navy are powerful symbols of American military might and global reach. They are capable of projecting air power over long distances, assisting amphibious operations, and deterring potential adversaries. It's why this aircraft carrier is unstoppable, and China is concerned. It is also worth noting that Japan is fortifying its military at an alarming rate in preparation for a possible war with China. In the world of naval warfare, the USS Gerald R. Ford is a testament to the never-ending pursuit of innovation and capability. This aircraft carrier, the first of its kind in a new class, has redefined the standards of naval might. Commissioned on July 22, 2017, it embarked on its inaugural deployment on October 4, 2022, marking a milestone in naval history. Beyond its awe-inspiring technological advancements, the deployment of the USS Gerald R. Ford carries profound significance for the Indo-Pacific region, particularly for Japan, as it signifies the unwavering U.S. commitment to maintaining a formidable naval presence and safeguarding the principles of freedom of navigation. The USS Gerald R. Ford's deployment resonates with Japan on multiple levels. Japan and the United States share a long-standing alliance deeply rooted in common interests and values, including the preservation of a rules-based international order. This partnership extends to Japan hosting several U.S. military bases, notably the Yokosuka Naval Base, where the USS Ronald Reagan, another aircraft carrier, is stationed. The presence of these carriers reflects the depth of U.S.-Japan cooperation in ensuring regional stability. The USS Gerald R. Ford and the USS Ronald Reagan are poised to become the dynamic duo of the Indo-Pacific region, operating as a dual-carrier strike group. This strategic alignment enhances the deterrent and response capabilities against potential adversaries, sending a powerful message that any aggression will be met with resolute force. Moreover, these carriers are instrumental in conducting joint exercises and operations with regional allies and partners, such as Australia, India, South Korea, and the Philippines. Through these collaborative efforts, interoperability, readiness, and cooperation among the naval forces of the U.S. and its allies and partners are significantly bolstered. In a broader context, the USS Gerald R. Ford is part of a greater naval force projection initiative by the U.S. Navy. Of the 11 aircraft carriers operated worldwide by the U.S. Navy, 6 are assigned to the Indo-Pacific region, signaling its primacy in U.S. strategic calculations. This commitment is underpinned by the vision to increase the fleet size from 296 to 355 ships by 2030, with a particular emphasis on submarines, destroyers, amphibious ships, and unmanned vessels. The 7th Fleet, the largest forward-deployed fleet in the U.S. Navy, exemplifies this dedication by employing 50 to 70 ships and submarines across the Western Pacific and Indian Oceans. The deployment of the USS Gerald R. Ford, alongside carriers like the USS Ronald Reagan, USS Theodore Roosevelt, and USS Nimitz, represents the most substantial deployment of U.S. aircraft carriers in the Pacific since 2017. These massive carriers, each housing more than 60 aircraft, are a formidable presence, projecting power and stability across the region. The significance of this deployment extends beyond the vessels themselves, as it underscores the U.S. Navy's commitment to robust and sustained engagement with its regional allies and partners. China's apprehensions about U.S. aircraft carriers are rooted in their potential to disrupt its territorial claims and challenge its strategic interests. China has undertaken an ambitious project of constructing artificial islands and military bases in the disputed South China Sea, claiming nearly the entire waterway as its sovereign territory. These actions have been met with strong opposition from the U.S., which refuses to recognize China's claims and regularly conducts freedom of navigation operations with its aircraft carriers and warships in the region. From China's perspective, these operations constitute provocations and violations of its sovereignty, leading to escalating tensions. One of China's most significant fears is the prospect of U.S. intervention in a potential conflict over Taiwan. Taiwan is a self-ruled island that China considers a breakaway province. The United States serves as Taiwan's primary security partner and arms supplier and has made commitments to help defend it from any Chinese aggression. The presence of U.S. aircraft carriers in the region amplifies China's concerns, as these carriers possess the capability to project power and provide significant support in such a scenario. Japan, another key player in the region, has its own set of concerns primarily related to China's military expansion and assertiveness, particularly in the East China Sea. The long-standing dispute over a group of uninhabited islands, known as the Senkaku in Japan and the Diaoyu in China, is a focal point of tension between the two nations. Japan views these islands as part of its territory and has deployed its own ships and aircraft to defend them. In response to these evolving security dynamics, Japan has been strengthening its defense capabilities. Its defense budget for the fiscal year 2023 marks the 9th consecutive year of increase and is the largest ever in nominal terms. While Japan's defense expenditure represents about 1% of its GDP, it remains below the 2% target set by NATO for its member nations. One significant development in Japan's defense strategy is the decision to build 2 Aegis system-equipped vessels. This choice followed the abandonment of plans to deploy the US-made Aegis Ashore land-based missile defense system due to technical and cost issues. These new vessels are designed to intercept ballistic missiles in the outer atmosphere and cruise missiles in the terminal phase, bolstering Japan's missile defense capabilities. Japan is also investing in new frigates to replace aging destroyer escort ships. These frigates will be equipped with advanced weaponry, including a 127mm naval gun, a vertical launching system for ESSM and Type 17 anti-ship missiles, and a helicopter hangar for SH-60K anti-submarine helicopters. Japan also focuses on hypersonic missiles, which represents a significant leap in its military technology. These missiles are expected to have a range of over 500 kilometers and travel at speeds of Mach 5 or higher. Their ability to penetrate enemy air defenses and strike high-value targets, such as aircraft carriers and command centers, enhances Japan's deterrence capabilities. Additionally, Japan is developing a hypersonic glide vehicle, HGV, capable of maneuvering in the atmosphere after launch, further augmenting its strike capabilities. Japan's pursuit of a new fighter jet, the FX, underscores its commitment to maintaining a robust defense posture. This stealthy, twin-engine, multi-role aircraft is designed to operate seamlessly with the US-made F-35 and boasts advanced sensors, electronic warfare capabilities, and network communication systems. The production of the FX is slated to commence by 2031, with the aim of replacing Japan's aging F-2 fighters by 2035. Japan is beginning a significant military transformation in a geopolitical environment that is rapidly changing, as evidenced by its choice to bring back aircraft carriers for the first time since the end of World War II. This bold move is part of Japan's comprehensive military buildup aimed at countering China's military expansion and assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific region. The 4 helicopter carriers that Japan currently employs have some limitations despite being capable. Japan now has some limited access to aircraft carriers, thanks to these carriers' ability to transport F-35B jets. However, Japan has unveiled ambitious plans after realizing the need for a more powerful naval presence to address regional security challenges. It intends to convert 2 of these helicopter carriers, the Izumo and the Kaga, into full-fledged aircraft carriers capable of carrying a significantly larger number of F-35B jets and operating effectively in open seas. These new carriers, each with an estimated cost of $5 billion, will be colossal warships, boasting a displacement of 27,000 tons and a length of 248 meters. China and Japan, two significant players in the Indo-Pacific region's constantly changing geopolitical landscape, are engaged in a challenging strategic dance. Their main worry is the intimidating presence of American aircraft carriers, which have become the center of the ongoing power struggle. China, a superpower in the making, views the presence of American aircraft carriers with a mixture of trepidation and caution. These enormous ships, which stand for American military might, put China's regional claims and strategic interests in jeopardy. The South China Sea dispute, where China has been building artificial islands and military outposts, is the source of this unease because it essentially asserts control over what it sees as its sovereign territory. Contrastingly, the United States routinely conducts freedom of navigation operations with its aircraft carriers and warships while refusing to recognize China's territorial claims in the South China Sea. These operations have sparked sporadic tensions and exacerbated regional rivalries because China views them as provocations and invasions of its sovereignty. The potential use of American aircraft carriers in a conflict over Taiwan is possibly China's top worry. Taiwan is a self-governing island that China views as a separatist province. The main security ally and source of arms for Taiwan is the United States, which has resolutely vowed to protect Taiwan from Chinese aggression. This commitment causes China great concern because the proximity of American aircraft carriers to Taiwan could significantly alter the course of any potential conflict. Japan, on the other hand, is equally concerned about the Chinese military buildup and assertiveness in the region. The East China Sea is the region where Japan and China are involved in a protracted dispute over a collection of uninhabited islands known as the Senkaku in Japan and the Diaoyu in China. Both nations have vehemently defended their claims to sovereignty over these islands. The shape of this geopolitical chessboard will undoubtedly change over the next few years, depending on the role of American aircraft carriers and Japan's military modernization initiatives. That's all for today's video. If you found this information useful and interesting, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights into military technology.